like you're banging your head against a brick wall. And when that happens, you want other people who you can lean on, who've been through what you've been through. So it's absolutely vital to build team engagement, and it's our job as leaders to facilitate this.
When Louise first asked me to do this presentation, I was so excited, like proper jumping around, party dance. I was visualising something that I can only describe looks like me in a gown at the Oscars, you know, taking a bow. And I was in my like happy dreamland when she said, yes, so the topic will be team communication and engagement, and you'll be talking with Lianne. And I went immediately from dancing to, wait, no. So Lianne and I had a call, and we discussed ways in which we do like encourage communication and engagement within our team. And after that call, I came to a decision. And that decision was that I was going to go inactive, wait 6 months, and then join Lianne's team. I was freaking out. I was thinking, oh my goodness, she's got all these amazing ideas. I didn't do any of that. I was like, you know, I'm disorganized, I'm forgetful. I made a big deal to my team. We'll do presenter of the month, and we'll do it every month. And we did it the first month, and the next month I forgot. But there are some things that I do well. So, and it took the preparation of this presentation for me to realise that there are some things that I do well just by being myself. And those things are harder to recognise when you're just being yourself, but they are easier to do. So before you hear any of the ideas that we've got to share with you, both of us, I've got some too. Before you hear any of these ideas, I want you to always remember that you bring value to your team just by being you. So take our ideas, take our suggestions, but make it your own and always be yourself. So you heard it here first. She's joining my team.
Okay, so no talk on building team community would be complete without talking about the hub where it all happens. And that hub is your team group. It's where all of the women come together. It's where we congratulate each other, where we celebrate each other. It's where we share ideas. And I feel like, having done this for quite a while now, I've kind of got an idea for what works and what doesn't work. And what does work is simplicity. It's having one or two really strong groups, led by people who've had success in the business and they know what they're doing. It's where strong training is. It's where there's success, is engagement. It's where there's inspiration. Now, in Vanity Flair, we don't just have ladies who've joined the business in there. We also welcome people who are considering joining. And they get to see firsthand that unique is real, that people really are having successes, and that it works and people are being supported. So Vanity Flair is actually one of my biggest recruitment tools, as well as a community. So what doesn't work? This slide is going to be quite controversial, but I'm going to talk to you about my experience and how I see it. So what doesn't work is complete overwhelm when everybody decides they want to be a leader of their own group. Everybody starts their own groups. Yep. What we see happen, generally speaking, is you have your black status group. And this group tends to be quite well engaged because there's thousands of people in there. There's support around the clock because you have all different time zones. There's high energy, there's incentives in there. There's training from somebody who's hit black and knows what it takes. So this is always going to be a good group to be a part of. Then you have your elite and your exclusive groups. And these are great too. So the people who've hit elite have got a lot of value to give. They've hit elite and they know what it takes. Again, you have anywhere from 100 to thousands of people in these elite groups. Yeah. And the energy is high, the incentives are great. But then, in my opinion, beyond this, that's kind of where it needs to stop. But what we do see happen is entry-level presenters, they come in and they all start their own teams as well. Yeah. And because they're doing it when they first join, the people that they bring into the business, they also start creating their own groups as well. And so anyone who they introduce into the business is added into everybody's different team group. Nobody knows really where they need to be. They don't know who their upline elite is, let alone their upline black, and they're just cut off from that community. And because they do it, the yellows start to do it as well. And so what we're really talking about here is a missing community. Now, I would never tell anybody what to do and what not to do. I know a lot of people have their own groups already, and that's fine. And I would say, if you have your own team group and it's working, brilliant, keep up with that. But never ever cut your team off from where the main community is held.
Have you ever thought to yourself, my team are so quiet, like they've gone AWOL? Like you get that nervous feeling in your stomach, you haven't heard from them in a while, you're pretty sure they're all going to come to you telling you they've quit. Anyone?
Yeah.
We've all been there. What I want you to do is think about, when you have these thoughts that your team are quiet, the first thing that I want you to think about is, have I been working my own business as a priority consistently every single day? You can't and you shouldn't make your team work. You can't and you shouldn't be trying to push your team to work. First of all, because it's their own business, and second, it's tough to do that, almost impossible, I would say. But you can work your own business first as a priority, and you should, because when you do that, you not only will you bring in new people who are, more active in your team, and they're doing the things, but it will show the others who've been in your team that working this, doing the things, doing your daily tasks, it works, because they'll see you getting results. And the ones that see the vision, the ones that are really willing to work, they will do the same without you having to push or encourage them. That all starts with you working your business first. Blitz Zoom calls are the best thing ever. Has anyone done a Blitz Zoom call? Anyone? A couple of people? These are so good. So we've all got these ladies in our team, and it might even be some of you guys, who sponsoring is just the biggest challenge. They just don't have the confidence to offer women the business opportunity. Even though they believe in it, it's just actually offering it to them. So what I did, I've just started doing this with my team, but it's working beautifully. And what we do is we arrange a date and a time, we get everyone on a call together. Everyone has their 100 list prepared beforehand. And before we start messaging, I get everyone in the right mindset. So I build their confidence, I remind them why this opportunity is so amazing, like what we have to offer people, like what's so special about it. I get them in the right mindset and just really get them, on that level before we start messaging. I then go to the most nervous person on the call. Now, we all know each other well on the call, so it's not like I'm picking on her. I go to the nervous person, and she picks the first person on her list. I say, go to her Facebook page, go to message her, and I help her with how to word the message. So the first time we did this, she was terrified. She was so nervous. And I said, okay, we're not going to send, just read the message back to me. She read the message back. I said, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, send. And she was like, oh, I've done it. Done it. And we on the call, so we cheered so much, you would think, I'm sure my neighbours thought that we'd hit black status all over again. Like, we cheered till it was like laughable how much we were laughing at it. And so then we just continued to work our way through our list. So the actual Zoom call was quite quiet because we're all on our phones messaging. But I was there to help. If anyone said, oh, someone's messaged me back, I don't know what to say, everyone could give their different opinion or feedback or help. We were all there to cheer when someone got a yes. We were cheering when someone got a no, because we should celebrate no's, right? Yeah. We were just all there as a support for one another, and it was just a real team bonding experience, and it really helped those ladies overcome that confidence issue. So I highly recommend Zoom calls. One-to-one chats. So of the time that I dedicate to my team, I would say most of my time is in Messenger, and it's having a one-to-one conversation with the ladies in my team. So group chats, we'll talk more about group chats, and they are amazing and they have their place. When I first joined, I was added to Kirsty's group chat. Ruby Dolls was just a group chat at the time of about 30 people, I think. And that was such a great community, and it was amazing from the word go. But one-to-one chats are one-to-one, whether it be Messenger or face-to-face or Zoom, that one-to-one conversation with the girls in your team you cannot beat it. It's not the same as a group chat, and it's definitely not the same as a group, like a page. So the reason that I say this is so important to me is because when I first joined, and a few of you know this story, or may know this story already, but I joined on the 20th of June 2015. And I ordered my kit, and I didn't do anything really. I was one of those, I'll wait till my kit comes before I'll try the products and then I'll make a decision after that. And then on the 27th of June, and I still hadn't had my kit. It was when kits took forever to arrive. My cousin was killed in a car accident, and I come from a very close family, so this was, and it still is, was a devastating experience for us. So the last thing on my mind was launching my business. That was just not even on my radar. I didn't know Kirsty before we joined. I'd literally known her a week, and she messaged me all the time, nothing about business at all. She took time out of her day, every day, to message me, how are you? Just short messages, I'm thinking about you. How are you? How's the family? And when I was ready to launch my business, I did. 100%, that is why I launched my business, because she was there as a friend. And that she, as well as Chantel and all the other girls and Ruby Dolls and my own team, they are the reason why I continue to work this business even in times where I doubt myself. And they are the reason why I'm standing here today. The relationships you build in this business are invaluable, and that comes from one-to-one conversations, so have them.
Okay, this is my secret weapon. And I've been doing this pretty much since the day I joined. I call it month-end announcements, and it's where I go in my team group at the beginning of every single month, and I sum up the previous month, and I really get the team involved in where we stand for the previous month. I feel like it empowers them to share that kind of information with them. I then shout out any special mentions, so anybody who's done anything amazing with their business, anyone who's promoted to elite, to exclusive, anyone who's spoken at any events, or anyone who I just feel deserves some amazing recognition. I then announce presenter of the month by giving clues, and I let the team try and figure out who it is for themselves. And I announce any incentive winners, I announce the incentive for the coming month. And while everybody is in one place, it's a really good opportunity to relay any corporate announcements about kudos, about perks. And it's just really good fun. You can see from the engagement on the, on that picture makes me laugh every time, sorry. You can see from the engagement that they do love this. It's like our month-end party.
You should do a caption this on Facebook.
I need to. It had over 1,000 views. It had over 500 comments as people were trying to guess who presenter of the month was, as they were celebrating each other, coming together. I mean, are there any Vanity Flair girls in here? Don't you love month-end announcements? And it's duplicated down into my leaders' teams now. They all do it as well. It's an amazing community builder. The other thing that I do when I feel like the team needs a little bit of an energy boost, if I feel like the energy is a little bit lackluster, is I will do team activities to bring everybody together and inject some fun into the business. So this is something that I did literally a month ago, the unique quiz. I've done it 3 times, once a year since I joined, and it's where I set up a separate event. I go in Vanity Flair and I invite anybody who would like to take part into this event page. On the night, there's 20 questions, all to do with unique. It's fastest finger first, and the person with the most points at the end of the evening will win a small prize from me. And all of the questions, they're all unique related, so it's a great opportunity for people to come together, to bond, to make friends, to have some fun, but most importantly, to learn about the business. We also do inter-team competitions from time to time, which is where different elite teams compete to see who can sell the most kudos. And we do makeup challenges as well. So that's where you recreate celebrity looks, or you can recreate looks from a certain era. And every single Halloween, we do #FreakUnique, which is where everybody does a fun Halloween look, and then the team vote on who their favourite look is, and that person will get a little prize from me.
So recognition is so important, and I personally think that recognition is probably the most important thing that you can do and the most effective thing that you can do as a leader. It's the one thing that you can do if it's your very first day as a leader, as in you've got your very first team member. You don't need training for it. It is so easy to do and so effective. So many people just are not aware of how good they are or how appreciated they are. And for you to recognise that, like, and I'm talking like the good selfies that, you know, from someone who's low in confidence or someone who's posted an amazing attraction marketing post and reshare that into your team page or your upline page. The small wins are so appreciated. If you, as their leader, especially as an upline or as a black status, if you're an elite or black, we often forget how other people see us because we see us as like everyone else. But to a brand new presenter, or even just any presenter really, to receive a private message from a leader is so special, like so super special. I remember messaging this girl on my team once to tell her that she'd done something really well. I hadn't spoken to her before, so this was the first message that I'd sent to her. And she messaged me back saying, "Oh my God, I cannot believe Jennifer Higgins is messaging me." And I'm sitting with a cider watching Gogglebox, like, "Babe, look what this girl's just sent me." He's like, "Does she mean to send that to you?" I'm like, "I think so." So recognise the small wins in people. It does have a positive impact. And when I say leaderboards, the leaderboards that we have should definitely be recognised. They are amazing achievements from people who are getting results, and that should be recognised. But the most appreciated achievements, I find, are not on the leaderboards. It's the girls who are phenomenal at supporting their Y sisters. It's the ones who show up every day in your team page, show up and work their own business every day. They are the ones that you need to remind yourself to recognise, because that's what encourages them and boosts their confidence. And what I like to do just now and again is for my team to recognise each other's strengths. I like to post something in my team page that maybe says, fill in the blanks, and then I'll make up a quick word swag that says, I think blank is really good at blank. And then they fill it in and they recognise what they've noticed in other presenters in the team, and that's really good for them building a connection with each other.
I absolutely love that point, because from my personal experience, people are more motivated by recognition than they are by money. It's so rare in life as you're going about your day that people actually celebrate the small wins, like getting your kids off to school, for example. Woohoo! We need a little bit more of this. So another thing that I do that has been massive for building community within Vanity Fair is group chats. So Jen touched briefly on one-to-one chats. Group chats is where I will get together no more than 6 or 7 people who I feel have potential to go very far with the business. I'll put them in a chat together. They're all headed for the same goals, so they're all headed for pink status or all headed for elite. And I will basically tell them that they have been especially selected because I believe that they have the potential to take this very far. I give the group chat a really empowering name, and sometimes I'll give them nicknames based on their strengths. And then I lay down the ground rules for the chat. So of course, positivity all the way, no negativity, always solution focused. But I'll ask them to add each other's friends and to introduce themselves to each other, talk about where they want to go with the business, what they want to get out of it. And then I kind of step back a little bit, because of course I want them to be my friend, of course I do, but it's more important that they make friends with each other. Sideline communication is absolutely everything. And you can see that my team, they literally love each other. They all know each other as friends. It's absolutely not dog eat dog in Vanity Fair. They're all growing together. They're all going through the same challenges together, and they genuinely want to see each other succeed because they're friends.
So this is my passion, like energy, because I realise that that's my power. That's like my superpower. I can spread energy, and guess what? We all have that power. We all do. So energy is everything. Is literally everything. When you're ticking, or anyone in your team is ticking all the boxes, you know, they're doing all the things that they are, you know, that they are encouraged to do, and they're just not getting the results. My advice, well, I would put my money on the fact that it is all done, but it's done with lack of passion and energy. You can do all the do, but if you're not passionate or enthusiastic about it, it's just not going to have the same effect, if any effect at all. So, in terms of team communication, you know, I know some of us have issues with Facebook Live for makeup in public, but in terms of team, Facebook Live is so valuable. You can do this in your team page, or if you don't have your own page, do it in your uplines page. It's even better. It's where you can get your energy across. For example, when Derek announced the 10,000 bonus, which was a great day, words were just not going to be enough for me to show how excited I was about that. So I got live, and I don't even know if I said words, or I think I might just have been like, like I was just all over the place. But words were not going to be enough. Facebook Live is where people really feel that. If you have a moment where you think, oh, I'm really buzzing about something right now, or really, you know, you're full of positive energy, I don't care if you're walking the dog or you're cleaning your toilet, you get on your team page and go live that very second. I was cleaning my own kitchen a few weeks ago, and I had a light bulb moment about something, and I went live on my team page straight away. Whatever it was, I'd had an epiphany about. I was mop in hand, you know, holding my phone, like, you know. And so it's important that when you've got that energy, you feed that through your team there and then. It's contagious. Like Facebook Live energy through Facebook Live in particular is contagious. If you tell me that you can watch Shari Brown or Amanda Lawrence and you don't feel like Beyonce afterwards, I don't believe you. It's contagious. And when truth bombs, this is a regular thing. You should incorporate that into your leadership DMO. Have I done my weekly, monthly truth bomb? Because that's the thing. Truth bombs are needed, okay? If you as a leader get yourself all positive and energetic, and you totally put off there by seeing myself. If you get into your team page, go live and talk about what a challenge that we're all facing. So whether it's out of stock products or website issues or whatever the challenge of the day might be, and you just get real about that, like show them why this is not an issue. I try to shine a positive light on it, or try and make them laugh, and just try and change everyone's view on it, and show them that this is actually a way to build your experience in your business. So spread that positive energy around challenges that we're all facing. Community spirit, it stems from the leader. So however you behave and react to situations is what you're encouraging through your team. So remember to always be solution oriented and not complaint based, because you do not want that spreading through your team.
I feel like that was the most important slide in the entire presentation. Now my team, they all joke that I'm a hippie, kind of am, but energy is everything. It is the base of everything that we do. If you speak to your customers with energy, you're going to sell. If you speak to your potential teammates with energy and passion, you're going to recruit. And when you're leading your team, you're helping people up the ranks. You do it with belief, energy and passion, you're going to build a strong team. So I feel like that's
to prove the point, sorry, I know we're running late. To prove the point, actually, to my team, I posted on my page really excitedly about spaghetti bolognese, just to show them that I will get people asking me for the recipe for spaghetti bolognese. And I did. You know, I talked so excited about it, and everyone was like, "What's this recipe you're talking about?"
Okay, so something else that I've done from a very early stage with Vanity Flair is team meetups. This is where I will go into my team group, and I will announce that I'm going to be in a certain locality, and I will invite everybody in that area to come and meet me for lunch. On my way there, because energy is everything, I will listen to something uplifting in the car, normally to do with network marketing, just to get myself in the zone. And then I have lunch with my team. I get to know them. I help them get to know each other. They're very much focused on vision building, on goal setting. There's no gossip in these meetings. It is all very much uplifting, positive opportunities to move forward. But the most important thing is that they find people in their area who they can work with going forward. Now, Melanie spoke about this earlier. Events. like, you know, you're here, you've seen what you get from events. From a very, very early stage in my business, I made it my absolute mission to get as many women as I possibly could to my upline events as I could muster. At these events, you get information, you get inspiration, you get motivation. They're so high energy, and you just fall in love with the business. In fact, Eric Worre said that for every one person that you can get to an event, you can expect your paycheck to rise by about $1,000 a year. From my experience, that is true. And as Vanity Flair built as it grew, I started putting on my own events, and now we have competitions between my leaders to see who can get the most people at these events, and that person gets shouted out on the day.
So you set the culture for your team. Whatever from you down, you are the person that sets the culture within your team. So the words you use, how you run your business, the energy you're giving out, that's what you're attracting into your business. So always be mindful of that when you're posting on Facebook, when you're talking about your business, when you're talking about challenges in the business. Whatever you're putting out there is what becomes your team culture. So I personally like to see challenges as opportunities for growth. And so I try and encourage my team to do the same by always talking about that's how I see challenges. I literally see challenges as the universe providing me with this next stepping stone to greatness. So I'm like, thank you. So I'm actually appreciative of challenges because it's one step closer, right? Think about what you want to be known for. Like, what do you want your team to be known for? For example, when I think of Vanity Flair, I think elegant, professional, very committed to one another, because that's the culture that was set by Lianne. I like to think my own team are a little bit badass, a little bit fierce about empowering one another, a strong culture of personal growth and development, because that's what this business has been for me. That's been the number one best thing about this for me, is the personal growth. And so that's what there's a strong culture of in my team. And when you set the culture, it's more comfortable for you because you set it. So I am so motivated by helping others achieve personal growth, because that's what because I started it, basically. I started it.
Jen's team is totally kick-ass. Okay, and the final point that we want to make today is about overlapping leadership. So how many times have you heard within your teams that ladies don't want to reach down because they're afraid of stepping on someone's toes? Or how many times have you heard people say, I don't want to reach up because they didn't recruit me? It's overlapping leadership. We're in such a lucky position in this business that we have so many amazing leaders who are willing to help. So with Vanity Flair, I will not hesitate to reach down into my team and lift people up. And if somebody in the team has a bit of an issue with that, then that tells me that I need to work with that leader on their mindset and teach them about overlapping leadership. Likewise, Natasha Pearson, she reaches down, she's my upline, she reaches down into my team all the time, and she builds relationships with my leaders, and I'm so grateful, because she might be able to teach them in a way that I can't, or I may have girls on my team who relate to her in a way that they don't relate to me. Kizzy Harvey is another one. She's a sideline of mine, and a lot of my team adore her. I have absolutely no problem with my team going to her, because for me, the success of my team, them doing well, means more to me than my ego as a leader. So this comes back to what Bob was saying about, leaving your ego at the door, leaving that success mindset at the door, and leading with love, and leading with, that passion and that empathy for your team. So that's pretty much everything that we wanted to talk to you about. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, hi. If someone leaves, do I leave them in the team group? So my team group is pretty open. I'm not protective over it at all. Like I say, I have new ladies who come into the team group, and I'm quite happy for them to sit and watch what we do. So generally speaking, if someone leaves, I do leave them in the team group, because 9 out of 10 times they will be back if you let them leave with love. If they join another company, however, and I see them reaching into my team and recruiting, then I will remove them because I have a duty to protect my team. But, you know, I very much lead with love and with trust, and I find that goes much further than being paranoid about what people are up to. So yeah, I would leave them in there, personally. We might need a runner. Okay.
Yes, sure.
Drama, okay. Goes without saying.
Can you repeat the
So,
question?
yes, how do I deal with conflict within the team? Yeah, I mean, when you have women working together, inevitably, you are now and then going to have a little bit of conflict, a little bit of drama. And I tend not to give it energy, if I'm honest. When people come to me and they complain about what so-and-so said or what she said, what he said, I don't give it energy. I will tell them that where you focus your attention is what's going to grow. So if you want that to grow, then give it your attention. You know, we're all adults. We're all business owners. It's not a playground, and I would just say focus on what you want to grow, and then I just kind of step aside. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.